When I was a kid, I had a relationship with God. I was a believer, but didn't always practice it. I guess there was a time I didn't know exactly what group I kind of fit into. As a teenager, I dealt with the bullying thing kind of a lot, and it led to a lot of fights. And I was somewhat of a fighter and everything. And when I started drinking, I got a new group of friends, and I fit in with these guys, and it was cool. I'll do more things. And it was awesome at the time, I thought. I didn't know, just like a year and a half, like, turned into kind of a drinking problem. I was getting threatening phone calls from a guy, and I took them serious. You know, they were death threats and everything. And the first time, you know, I hadn't been drinking, and probably handled things a lot better for sure. But it was the next night, I was at a bar, and it was a bar known to serve minors. I was 18 for less than 2 months at this time, and just got way intoxicated and didn't even know it. Got the same phone calls and everything, but this time I armed myself with a shotgun. And it was actually somebody that didn't have anything to do with it that saw me with the shotgun, ran at me and tried to disarm me, and during that struggle it went off and killed him. Yeah, so then I'm in county jail, and I'm thinking, like, I'm charged with deliberate homicide, and I'm trying to tell them, like, this wasn't a deliberate homicide, you know. And I just never thought it would stick, you know. Like, it's like, man, the truth will come out, you know. That was definitely my hope, like, but and I took it to trial and everything, and ended up getting convicted of the deliberate homicide. "2019 Fresh Life Easter, was my first Fresh Life. To me, it was about death being defeated, and maybe it wasn't quite what I was expecting to hear and everything, but it was just really powerful. I knew I was gonna keep coming back. One of the messages that really helped me out, because I still remember and I still go back to it, was Levi's message. It was good deeds in a naughty world. One of the things I remember, he was quoting someone else. Levi was quoting someone else, but he said, "The best revenge is to live well." And I think about that every day. And that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to do so well right now. And I think that's why I am doing well. When I was getting ready to come to pre-release, I knew that every place there's a pre-release, there's also a Fresh Life campus. So I knew I was gonna keep going to Fresh Life. It's my church, it's where I'm going.
I remember the first time I met Tom, walking down the stairs into our space, and there was just a smile on his face. Tom introduced himself, told me he was at the pre-release, but there was just this undescribable joy in his heart. And then he began to share a little bit of his story of how he'd gotten to go to church in prison. And that's where he found out about Fresh Life. And so he knew when he got to Great Falls, he was gonna find us and get connected. Without knowing any more of his story, I would never have known that that young man had ever been in prison.
I was locked up for my 20s. Like, I missed out on my 20s, but it doesn't feel like it. Like, I truly don't feel like, I don't focus on that. I don't feel like I missed out on my 20s. I don't feel like I did all that time. They say God restores. To me, it was like literally impossible to restore time taken away from me like that. But that's exactly how I feel right now. I feel like God has restored those years. It's all about the people. It's all about the people at the church, and that's what I love, and that's why I keep coming back. They are definitely not judgmental, and it's like not even an issue. My prison experience and everything, that's not what they're interested in.
People come from all different backgrounds. You never know when someone walks down where they're coming from, what they're doing. I love the fact that when people come in, the biggest feedback we get is, wow, that is such a welcoming place. Just feels like family. And that's exactly what Tammy and I felt.
I heard a quote from a friend recently that when she has guests over at her house, she said that everyone who puts their feet under her table is family. And I was like, that's my new quote. I want to be that for everyone that comes into my house, whether it's in my home or in our church home, that everyone who puts their feet under our table is family.
I'm as a church calling us to pick a fight. Let's go pick a fight with some captivity in prison. Let's go pick a fight, take some new ground. Let's build a new building. Let's do something new. Let's stretch. We could just stay here. Heaven help us. We could just stay where we're at. We never needed to do any of these things.
Man, I wonder if Levi, when he had his dream, if he just ever pictured anyone having like the success like I've had and everything, and like the desire, like, because I'm sure glad he did. I'm glad he did that. And because the people gave, that dream came true and everything. But it's like, man, and like now look what that's led to. It's like, that's why I'm here, you know.
Who is the next name? And is there a price tag you can put on the next name of someone whose life's going to be changed? Because he's the beginning of what God's doing through Tom's life. How many more people are going to be impacted by a young man like that who wants to spend the rest of his life helping people?